Hey everybody, this is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet and welcome to Friday Fun. I'm just getting adjusted here. There we go. Um, Lots of people in the chat today. I've got some fun stuff to show you. As always, some plans for where I'm headed in my crochet things I'm going to be doing. So let me go ahead and get started and just greet those who have been patiently waiting in the chat and welcome Hannah. Thank you for being there, being our administrator. Hey, Barbara, thanks for being the first comment in the chat. She says, love that green scarf. Thank you. I am actually wearing that right now. This is my Kiss Me, I'm Irish. And yes, I am a part Irish. How much of the part depends on whom you ask, but generally third, about 33%. So don't know how that works out biologically, but anyway. So Kiss Me, I'm Irish is an older design. This is an asymmetrical design featuring a really fun cable, of course, but very doable. They're all front crosses. Those of you who've worked the front and the back cross cables, no back crosses in this one, I don't think. So this is just fun, easy sailing, easy crocheting all the way through. And that link is in the video description should you want to look at it. And if you're looking for pattern information, you can find that. I believe it's in the video description, or you can always find all my independent patterns at bonniebay.com and just go to patterns. That's my website. I'll be glad to help you. All right. Hannah is sending me something already. Oh my goodness. Jesus Joy 7 says, good day, Bonnie, Hannah, and our yarning group. I pray all is well. My hubby fell while trying to get a bird out of the house. Uh-oh. He ripped and tore all tendons in his meniscus and quad muscles. I guess that's around the knee. And I know the meniscus is that cushion between the bones. And I guess need prayer. Wow, that does not sound like fun. We will definitely add you to that list. Hold on 1 second. I've got to turn something off. Sorry about that. Had an automated voice in the background, and I didn't want to hear that go again and again and again. All right. So Jesus Joy 7, yes. Hannah has that in the chat, so I can look at that and add that to my list when we're done here. Kelly Hart, so glad to have you here. She's asking, how am I doing? By the grace of God, doing very well. Not sick at the moment, which is huge after having been sick 3 times since Thanksgiving. But doing well, and I'm so thankful. And she says, I'm crocheting a doily with flowers. I bet that's going to be lovely. Um, ugh. And let's see, Brat's mom says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, Becky, and all my dear yarnies from cloudy, cold Southwest Chicago suburbs. Please, friends, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Thank you for that reminder, Linda. That's always gracious of you. And let's see. Kelly says she's listening from Tucson at work, where we are having showers today. Well, we've got lots of sun today. We had the showers the last day or so. So really glad to see the sun today. And let's see, Love to Craft, welcome to the chat. And Sandra Harper says, good day, good Friday morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and all my yarny friends from Beaumont, California. Well, welcome, Sandra, from Beaumont, California. Hope things are settling down out there. And Margita, good morning to you, or good afternoon. Sorry, it's afternoon here. And Angie, good morning, or good afternoon to you too. I guess we have a lot of West Coasters. It's still morning there. And Virginia says blessings to everyone, and we wish you a good morning too. And same with Denise, and she says hope your day is going well. So far, so good, Denise. Um, And Virginia says, "Wow, it's been awesome to know someone in the close vicinity. I'm from Banning, California as well." That's really cool. Y'all can meet up, go get lunch together, do something in person like we can now, right? It's so freeing to be able to do that. Um, and I'm so sorry about that diagnosis for your brother, Kelly. That's a hard one. And Hannah sent me a note from Red Hooked saying she found out her cat has cancer. Oh, I'll have to pray for her. Oh, that's so hard, Red Hooked. I hope that's not uh, I used to work at a veterinary clinic, so I don't know what they can do. I don't know. Um, we never really treated things like that back in the 70s. So I don't know what they're doing for it now, but I imagine cats are really hard. Cats are very different from dogs, and I know very reactive to things. It's really hard to treat them. Anyway, um, and Feather River Crafter is with us. Good morning to you. I don't remember that name before, but welcome. I'm so glad to see new names in, but we love the usual too. Um, and thank you, Kelly, about the green scarf. Yeah, you can also wear this as a shawl as well. And it's one of those you can make as large or as small as you want. Um, and Phil says hello from Kansas today, headed to Wisconsin for a Sunday delivery. And for those of you who don't know, Phil's I guess, our resident truck driver, or one of two that I know of in our chats every so often. And Kelly says to be safe, Phil. And Phil says I've acquired about 6,000 yards of Caron Latte Cakes yarn. It's a silky, slippery number 5 weight in coconut, off-white color. Planning on alpine stitch blanket, queen size, might do twisted fringe on it. That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, yay. Hannah tells me that Elise from Create Yarnworks is in the chat. Well, Elise, welcome. And I might as well feature your yarn while I can. In case you all don't know, the Sunshine Saxon cable scarf, which is right here, made of Elise's hand dyed fingering weight merino wool and nylon blend yarn, is right here in the chat. Or this is the scarf, and of course, with this I use 3 of her hanks of yarn, which I believe has around 440 yards or in that neighborhood. So it's a lot of yardage. It may not look like much as far as the yardage goes, but if you wanted to make it longer, you can, or shorter, you can. But you're going to need at least 3 of these. And I do have a link in the video description below where you can get to her yarn very quickly. It's Create Yarnworks. And she has many other colors available. So if you don't feel like you look good in this particular color, honestly, I like this color. I'm more prone to greens and blues. She has greens and blues there too. So if you want to do this in a different color, I you all are experts, you know that, but I just wanted to remind in case anybody there feels like it has to be a certain type of yarn or a certain type of color, not necessarily. But this is the yarn, and it was a delight to work with, and really looking forward to wearing this. I think actually wore it last night to a meeting, so that was a lot of fun. So Sunshine Saxon scarf yarn at Create Yarnworks, and thank you all um, for checking out her site. I believe she has met some of you through the online Etsy store where she has her yarn. And I think, Elise, if I'm not wrong, I think you're going to be at the Hagerstown Fiber Festival, maybe in downtown Hagerstown, Maryland. Is that coming up? When is that? It's sometime in, I don't know what the date is, but I'll have to look it up. But those of you who live in the Maryland area, you could definitely check her out, I think, in person there. I know the Frederick Fiber Festival is coming up in April. I want to let you all know about that while I'm thinking of it. I'm not going to be there with my table. I might walk through and just be a shopper for that one. I haven't done that in such a long time. And last year when I went, I wanted to see, I wanted to go shopping. I wanted to see, other people and other stands, and there just really wasn't time at all. So I want to do that this year. I'm just scaling back my schedule just a little bit in that regard so that my back can get stronger. Last couple years, it's just been a really hard thing getting there and getting all my tables set up and hauling all my stuff in, and a lot of it doing it alone. And it's just not conducive to a week back like I've struggled with every so often. So I will hopefully be a shopper. Let me go ahead and look up those dates for you. I don't have them written down. Frederick Fiber Fest. Okay. Come on. Come on. Where is it? Where's the date? Oh, come on. You don't have the date on your front page. All right. Let's see. Maybe it's under about. Um, Still no date. Still no date. Yeah, I don't have time to do this, guys. I don't have time to flip through 5 pages of a website to find the date of a fiber festival. That should be on the first page, Frederick. Come on. But anyway, it is in April. So maybe let me look at my calendar. Maybe I put it on my calendar. Did I put it on my calendar? I did not. But it's usually I would say it was probably the 26th. I think it's the 26th of April because it will be 1 week before the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. The Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival is the first Saturday and Sunday in May. This is the biggest fiber festival I've ever seen. It is at a fairground, so it's kind of some of it's indoors, some of it's outdoors in these big barn things. But there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of vendors and thousands and thousands of attendees. So just beware if you've never been, get there early. There's usually plenty of parking. Bring your comfortable walking shoes. I'm going to be there. Let me give you the time. I'm going to be there on Saturday doing a book signing. There are going to be several artist book signings at this location. Uh March, April, May. Did I put the time on? Okay, from 12:30 to 2:15. So 12:30 in the afternoon to 2:15, I'll be at the book signing place. I don't know where that is going to be. It's a big area. So what you would need to do is get a map and ask somebody or look at the map, look for where the author book signings are. I'm hoping to have something newish to have available as well as some of my older copies. All right. Hannah's sending me another. Oh, wow. So Hannah's sending me some prayer requests from Feather River Crafters. Says, please pray for my mother. She's in stage 3 kidney failure. Hannah and I will definitely do that. I'll write these down again at the end. Um, Definitely both of us have had kidney issues, not that severe. Hannah has had very severe kidney issues, so we will definitely pray for you, can understand some of that, but yeah, we will definitely do that. Feather River Crafter. Um, Thank you, Elise. Frederick is April 26th. Thank you. Yeah, I knew it was the week before Maryland Sheep and Wool. And Jane wants to know, have I used Sheeples Rural before? No, I haven't used that a lot, or at all that I can remember. It's not, um, yeah, I don't really can't really say much about that because I'm really not familiar with that yarn. Um, Let me know if you like it. Is that something that I should consider? There's so many hundreds and hundreds of different yarns out there. Um, and I'm kind of a homebody. I kind of stick with what I love, or what I find when I'm out and about shopping. And I just haven't seen that available so that I can actually interact with it before purchasing it. But I have heard it advertised quite a bit, but yeah, I have not worked with that personally yet. Um, and thank you, Phil, for taking care of Kelly and praying for her brother-in-law. And Carmen says, "Hello, everybody. I'm expat from California, living in Mexico. A huge hello from me, beautiful Cal. Well, thank you, Carmen. Thank you for the kind word there. Yeah, I've been to your country, or I guess to Mexico a couple of times. It's been a long time ago, but really enjoyed the first visit at least. The second visit, I got sick, but yeah, that was having to do with doing a mission thing. But yeah, love visiting Mexico City back in 1980 with my high school band. We had an absolutely fabulous, memorable time, and yeah, great time there. Um, and thank you for welcoming Carmen, Philip. Or Phil, I'm sorry. Let's see. And Renee Unraveled, what a great name. Says good morning from Southern California. Good morning, Renee Unraveled. Um, and Virginia, thank you for welcoming Carmen. And Lana says good morning to all crocheters. It's Friday. Woohoo! Yes, it is. One of my favorite times of the week. And good day to you, Karen. And Sandra says, hello, Virginia. My daughter is moving to Banning in a couple of weeks. Wow. Um, and see, Crochet with Lulu. Welcome to the chat. And Diane, I'm sorry, Barbara and Jet One In said, I made it through. Yay. It made it through surgery yesterday. Praise God. And I want to thank you all for your prayers. I could feel them all. Jet One In, that is wonderful. That is so, so wonderful. Um, take your time to rest and heal. This is your time to be pampered. Okay, don't pass up on being pampered now. Let others serve you until you get better, and don't rush it. Okay, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but yeah. um, my daughter-in-law, my new daughter-in-law, just had wisdom teeth removed yesterday, all four, and so she's hurting today. So I don't think she would mind if I asked that you just think of her too. The swelling has begun. And see, from Deborah Rawson says, will you be making another baby blanket starting from the center? I don't know. I've got two or three maybe on my channel now, but possibly. I like doing that. Is that something that you actually? Yes, I do have an idea. I'm thinking back to something that I saw, an antique doily. Yes, I'm thinking about doing something like that again, but just don't know when. It's probably months out from implementing. Let's see. Hey, Kathy, so good to have you here, and Felicia Weatherspoon, great to have you too. Says good afternoon, sis, Bonnie, and everyone. And Crochet Done My Way, hello to you. And let's see, Hannah sent me another note, says, please pray for Felicia's niece who doesn't want to continue dialysis and wants to give up. Oh, wow. Okay, we will definitely add that, Felicia. That is sad. Although I have seen my mom going through dialysis many years ago, and it's not for the faint of heart. I just remember that. I was shocked at how life-threatening it was just to go through that process, but definitely understand her not wanting to do it, but definitely want her to press on. Just pray for healing for her. All right, okay. And Denise says, "I'm half Irish and half Polish." Wow, that is cool, Denise. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm like largely Irish, and I think the other parts are German, and there's some. Yeah, I'm a mutt. I mean, I've got a little bit of everything, including Native American Indian, somehow along the line, according to an analysis of my DNA. But but yeah, there's a lot of a lot of strong-headedness joined together. Let's just say. So I come by it honestly. Um, and good to see you, Jesse Blue Jay. That is a very nice, cool name. And Sheila, thank you for your green hearts there. Um, And let's see. Uh, I'm going to skip through the greedy, y'all greeting each other. And Lady Crochet, Manuela, what a beautiful name, says, "Hi, Bonnie, just subscribed." Well, join. Thanks for joining, Manuela. What a beautiful name. I love those hibiscus flowers. That reminds me of flowers my dad used to grow in our Florida home. Beautiful, beautiful flowers. Um, and Red Hook says, "Hello, everyone. Just cuddling with my little kitty." Okay, you're the one. Okay, that's right. And Red that found out that he has cancer. Not what you want for a birthday present. No, it's not. But let's just trust God on this one and see what happens. I just hope it's a slow, maybe as something that's slow and not fast and aggressive, so that you get a lot of time with your kitty. Um, okay, how can people get the book you're talking about? Oh, the book that's not available yet? Um, it's going to be a leaflet, and it's going to have scarves. It's gonna be Celtic cabled scarves. Um, I am in the process of working on it. I'm combining designs so that you're not surprised when this happens. I'm actually combining, some of the shawls that have been released recently that feature the use of hand-dyed yarns like this. Of course, I've talked about this in the past. That's my preference. I love the thin hand dyed yarns, but I also wanted to point out that if you're not able to work with that kind of yarn, or if you want a larger, thicker, heavier project, you can always do the same scarves with thicker yarn. And this is a scarf that I redid. This is uh Okay, brain, what is brain? Rahab's scarf that was originally in a tweed red color, and I redid it in a worsted weight, that's a number 4 weight yarn, and it ended up with a really nice stole. In fact, I have been carrying this around the house, whenever I get a chill, if I drink something cold, which I like to do a lot, I just wrap this around my shoulders, and it's just a really nice layer. Don't have to go put a whole 'nother, sweater on, which might make me really hot, but, just something over my shoulders is really nice. So, a lot of, it's gonna be a booklet with scarves that you can make with fingering weight yarn, which is what the original intent was for. But if you wanted to make it with thicker yarn, like a number 4 weight yarn, or maybe you find some number 3 or even number 2, weights in between there. The pattern is gonna work for all of that because it's not for like a fitted garment. So you can do whatever, you want to do on that. All right, let me look at um my list here. I do need to warn you all about something, unfortunately. I did tell you about this last week, and I'm going to mention it again. Somebody graciously told me about this offer that was phony, that was fake, a scam, fraud, whatever, about Joanne's stores having, 80% off. And the way it's written, it says minus 80% off. And it kind of looks like an official Joanne's thing, and it has a link where you can order from them. That's not really Joann's. It goes to somewhere in China, possibly. At least that's what somebody told me. Um, I've tried to report it, but nothing has been done on Facebook. This thing has been shared thousands of times. So it's showing up. It showed up like 3 times in my feed this week, even though I tried to report it. A lot of good that does. We just have to be smarter. We just have to be smarter. And as you know, as AI, which can have excellent benefits, it can be very, very, very negative too. And with, this just replicating itself, just be careful. I've noticed that some people have commented that they have been scammed by it. They gave them their credit card information, placed an order, and got nothing. It's not the real thing. So be careful. Be careful. Um, Joann's is not even close to being 80% off now. Last I saw, it said up to 40%. So if anybody's promising more than up to 40%, um, don't believe it. And don't even bother with online at this point. Just go to the store and see what you can find. Just avoid all scams if you can with that. And again, just as a reminder, just be very careful what you click on. uh, I got some things in my emails today, just clearing them out one after another about investments and stuff like that. That just it's just bogus. So be careful out there, ladies and gentlemen. It's a jungle. It's tricky, and I would stick with sites like I'm taught. The links that I'm putting in the video description here are links that I have used. I know they're good, or when I put them in, they were safe. Um, Referring you to Create Yarnworks, add Etsy on the Etsy platform. Um, I know people go back and forth. Some people have been negative about Etsy, but Etsy is um, they're a decent platform, and that's why I have my things there. It's impossible even for them, of course, to be rid of all fraud, because the monsters, they chop one head off and they grow three more. Um, but it is a reliable, like if you order from Create Yarnworks and you're not happy, with that, whatever, there's an accountability system built in with us and Etsy. And they really do strive to have their sellers provide excellent service. And I was working on that this morning, trying to help somebody, having to figure out where the pattern went. And so they do remind us a lot. So I mean, just stick with things that is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying Etsy only, but stick with things that people you trust, okay? Because there's just a lot of other people out there more than willing to take your money and to scam you. Um, and with little or no accountability. So we just need to steer clear of that. I mean, I hate to have to even talk about that, but it's, like I said, it's a jungle out there. We have to really be, what is it? Jesus said we need to be wise as a serpent, but gentle as a dove. So, we like being nice, but there are times where we just have to, you know, do the snake thing and protect ourselves and protect others that we love. All right. On to more positive things. Um, Thank you all for praying for that kitty in the chat. I really want to hear a good report on that. That is just so sad. I Red Hook, I didn't mean to treat that, lightly at all. I am not. That's got to be so hard. Um, I'm pretty attached to the cats in our family, which are not our my immediate family here, but with my kids. And I really dread the day that anything happens to them, because it's going to be bad. But we trust the Lord. He is sovereign. Um, and Ekstrom says, hello, everyone from Sweden, where it's been a mild, sunny day. I'm enjoying sowing vegetables, but not crocheting any less. Oh, that's wonderful. Getting out into the garden. I'm looking forward to getting my hands dirty again and planting some flowers so the deer can come eat them. But anyway, it's always fun to get out there and plant flowers. Um, and we do have a system now that kind of works to keep them away. So we'll employ that right away this time. And Feather Rivercraft says, good morning. It's a rare occasion I get to catch the live. We are currently traveling from Central Valley of California to back home in Northern California. Wow. That is so cool. It's a long way to go, isn't it? California is like just about the entire coastline. It's about like going from Georgia to Maine, or maybe Georgia to New Hampshire, on the East Coast. That's a long drive, by the way. Um, but if you're in the central part, I guess that's about half that, probably 8 to 10 hours. I don't know. I'm guessing. Uh, and Lady Crochet, I'm glad to have you again. Just seeing your greeting, Hannah. Thank you so much for being here. And Elise, again, glad to see you in the chat. And Deborah. Oh, and Jesus Joy 7 says, thank you, dear Hannah. A long recovery, 6 to 8 weeks in rehab. Ooh, wow, that's gonna be intense. Yeah. It'll go fast, though. That's the thing. It'll go fast, especially when you're going to therapy and stuff back and forth during the day. I remember my mom when she was in that recovering, and this was years ago, but the days would go so fast for her. And Deborah says, I'm crocheting your wild Irish throw, but with light purple Aran yarn. Thank you for your help. It's 5 p.m. here in the UK. Ooh, I would love to see that in purple. Um, and thanks for doing that and not feeling compelled to have to do the same color. And I let me show you all another throw real quick while we're talking about that. This is the Christmas throw. Whoa, and there I did it again. I just knocked over my there we go. Okay, there we go. Um, this is the Christmas cable throw. And like I said before, maybe you don't want a Christmas throw. Maybe you want a Hanukkah throw, or maybe you want a throw for any time of the year. I mean, I think having a red throw in your living room any time of the year, especially if you have a lot of white and light colors, I think red is a beautiful color to have somewhere, or a pop of red somewhere. But even if you don't like it in red, you can crochet this in any color for any time of the year. It doesn't necessarily have to be tied, to a particular holiday. So, just wanted to, say that again. And also for those of you looking for a sampler throw, don't forget this is a free pattern. You have to do a little fishing for it. You have part of it on my blog and the other part on um, Tiffany Hansen's blog, but this is a lapgan. I just got a picture from somebody who crocheted this. There was a picture on my Facebook page that Linnell crocheted. It's in green and white and yellow, and it's like very springy colors. You have to see that; it's really beautiful. Um, but anyway, this is free. This is the one that we dedicated to our veterans, and we wanted to make it where you could make this for a man or a woman, just kind of, free of the, the frou-frou stuff, so that, it could be a blessing to anybody really. But it's, of the size for a lapgan, not a full size Afghan. So that's something that you can also check out if you are new to our channel and haven't seen that. Again, the two panels, which are the arrow panel, the ones with the colors in them, are mine, and those are on my blog, bonniebay.com or bonniebaycrochet.com. Both of those addresses will get you there. It's also in the video description below, and I think I have a little blurb about what is required also for that, and you can find all about that on my website. All right, so I think we're doing okay on time, but I was glad to hear about that, Deborah. Please send me a picture when you can. I've gotten a few more pictures from folks the last day or so that I'm looking forward to share on my social media. You guys are the best. You make the best social media posts for me because it's the work of your hands and not mine. Um, which I think kind of validates that, yes, anybody can do these stitches, which is my goal in sharing that. Just this is not just for the experts or so-called experts. I don't like to use that word about myself, but some people do. I'm just a I'm just a mom, retired homeschool mom. But anyway, Love to Craft says yes. It's 9:04 here. About to enjoy my coffee. Well, good. And thanks for praying for River Valley Crafter Jesus Joy. That's a great thing to do. Um, and Sheila says, my friend gives her cat chemo. Wow. I really wish I knew more about that. Like I said, that's something that we didn't do back in the 70s. They do so much more now. And thanks, Denise, for caring, for that kitty. And Ekstrom says, oh, Red Hook, he's happy as long as you are with him. Happy to have you. According to my experience, cats are better at handling the end of life than we are and need more of us than many think. Wow. And Rosa Garcia, welcome. Sounds like you're from Mexico. Buenos dias, amigo. Welcome, welcome. And thank you, Denise, for your sweet comment. And Elise, okay, says yes on the yarn for the Saxon scarf. Yes, 440 yards per hank. A hank is one of these that you need to wind up on a ball winder. And if you're looking for a good ball winder and a swift that you put the yarn on, check my video description below, and I have links to where you can get a couple. And there's a couple of them, I think, but the ball winder, if you want to purchase this one time, one and done, not have to purchase one every couple years because they break, get the large Stanwood ball winder. Don't fall for substitutes. That's my advice. On Amazon, I love Amazon. They sell my books on Amazon, but there are a lot of sellers on Amazon that put in a lot of lookalikes and imitation. I'm going to be coming out with a video in the future on yarn feeders, which is like something you set your ball on and then the yarn just comes off very easily. So you don't have to pull a bunch of yarn out and then hope it doesn't get tangled before you crochet it up. I love using these yarn feeders, but there are some out there that are absolute junk and imitations. So I'm going to do a video on that and show you what I'm talking about. But all that to say, when it comes to ball winders, um, don't go for the cheapest you can get because you will get what you pay for. But the large Stanwood ball winders are fantastic. There's also the Oregon Woodcrafter or something like that. There's a link for his um, mission style or it's like Amish style tabletop Swifts, which I love using that one. Knit Picks also has an umbrella style that I often use as well. So it's just however I feel on which one that I want to spend time putting together. All right. Oh, thank you, Jesus Joy 7 on the scarf comments. I so appreciate that. And Denise. Um, and let's see. And Barbara says, oh, she sends us Proverbs 31:13, which says she selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. I think that means God wants me to buy a lot of yarn and crochet all day. Just saying. Well, maybe. But if you read, yeah, that's cute. I know you're joking with me, but yeah, if you read the entire proverb, though, because they call it the Proverbs 31 woman. If you read the entire proverb, she's doing a lot of other things too. She's making land deals. She's selling her things in the marketplace. She's caring for her family, and she's doing a ton of other stuff. But yeah, but yes, she does work with wool and flax and works with eager hands. Definitely. Um, that's a great verse. I actually put that on a t-shirt at some point. And Elise says the whole process was fun. Let's do it again. Absolutely. Let's do it. I hope to maybe we can have a talk about that in Hagerstown. Love doing that. And Feather River Crafter. Okay, I've gotten that. We talked about the prayer request. Thank you, Hannah. Oh, and Hagerstown is in October. Really? I thought it was in the spring, but I guess you're right. October. Huh. Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. I was thinking it was sometime in March. I do remember it was very windy. Um, hmm. Okay. Cool. And yeah, then she reminds us Frederick is April 26th. Um, Stop by and I'll get you some more yarn for the next project. Okay, so you're going to be in Frederick. Okay, cool. Okay, so Elise, who hand dyes the yarn for this project, the Sunshine Saxon scarf, is going to be in Frederick. Okay, cool beans, cool beans. So we can, I will look for you there. All right. Let me give you some other announcements in case you haven't heard. This is a repeat of what I've said the last couple weeks, but I just want to get it in. I am hoping to be teaching at the Prince Edward Island Fiber Festival. Yeah, that's up north of Maine into Prince Edward's Island. That's Prince Edward Island in Canada. And the hotel there is called Delta Hotels Prince Edward. 18 Queen Street and Charlottetown. This is not like a huge metropolis, so if you're gonna go, I would suggest you make plans now if you can. The class offerings will be coming out in the near future. And as we get closer to it, I'll let you know which classes I'll be teaching there. Um, Even sooner than that, on August, okay, again, Prince Edward Island is October 23rd through 25th. And if you've never been in New England area and north in the fall, you, you have to do it at some point. In fact, my husband and I are planning on just driving from Maryland all the way up because we want to drive through the mountains. And my husband wants to drive through Canada. So other parts of Canada we've not seen afterwards. So I think we're going to probably make this our delayed anniversary trip. Our anniversary is in July, and I'm expecting to help my one of my daughters, or well, my daughter, the one that's married, um, with a new baby. Praying for that. So I'll be busy in the summertime in July, but October we're really hoping to make that our kind of our getaway and be able to meet you guys, hopefully some of you, and teach at Prince Edward Island, October 23rd to the 25th. That's 2025. Um, Sooner than that, a little bit closer to home, is the Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival. That's going to be August 22nd through the 24th. I'm planning on being there. Um, the offerings will be forthcoming at some point about what's going to be available. But if you've never been to a creative arts festival where you stay at the hotel and you take classes, a couple days, you don't have to take classes, but it's a lot of fun if you can. You get to meet people. You can spend a lot of time in the marketplace. If you're from the Pittsburgh area, it's worth the drive. It's worth the drive just to see all the different yarn dyers and just two huge rooms of vendors. Plus, there are portable vendors like in vans outside as well. Again, a big class offering, lots of other fun things that are going to be happening there. And in my opinion, it's one of the most economically priced venues. I believe the cost of the hotel, everything is just a little bit lower, or in some cases a lot lower than some places that where I have been. Um, and that's why I encourage people to get out and visit if you can. Uh, yeah. All right. I do have one more thing to show you, but let me go ahead and finish the chat a little bit. Jane, yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Jane, it's good to see you in the chat. And again, Manuela. Uh, let's see. And I just lost my place. Hannah sent me something here. Okay, Jet One In says, sorry if I missed it, but is your schedule open for the second week in October this year in Boise, Idaho for the Pacific Northwest Yarny Social? Second week in October. Um, I'd have to look at that and find out what's going on. I had not planned to do that, but I didn't know about it. So if you want to send me some information on that, send it to me at bonniebay@me.com. We can definitely look at it. If they're looking for teachers, let me know. It's just that I would need some expense. I would need coverage for my travel. That's just kind of something that I need if I'm going to teach somewhere. I can't spend thousands of dollars getting there. I'm gonna need some help with that. But yeah, I can definitely look at the calendar and see what we can do. Let's see. Uh, and Ola Joe's in the chat, the crocheted sailor. Happy Friday to you too, Ola Joe. So glad that you're here. Um, and he had to send me some more stuff. Uh, Okay, cool. Talking about the yarn genies, Phil said I did get the Mason genie off Facebook, and that did arrive. Got lucky with that order. Good, good. I would love to see what that looks like. I'll have to look that one up. Um, yeah. And but getting back to the Facebook issue, Sheila says, I no longer order off of Facebook. I was scammed at Christmas time and it took me forever to get my money back. And I had to pay the the something that sent me. Yeah, yeah, that's sad, Sheila. I'm so sorry that happened. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Anne Marie, also a good reminder about Joann's. They're no longer selling online. I know they're not planning on selling online after they go down, but yeah, they're no longer selling online, not even on their own website. Okay, that's good to know. So y'all do not even touch those things on Facebook. Yeah, and Felicia, my pleasure to let y'all know. And Deborah says she's also making your mommy's cape with bamboo cotton for when I finally go on my honeymoon. Oh, I know it's for new mothers, but I love it so much I would keep it for myself. Deborah, that I like the way that feels too. It's really optional, whether it's for new moms or for whomever. It and with that yarn, this is I think it's called Bambootiful or something like that from Hobby Lobby. It's a little tricky to work with because it's bamboo and the multiple strands, but golly gee whiz, it produces amazing fabric. I'll just say that. Hannah sent me some from Kathy, says, prayers please for my daughter Sarah in last 8 weeks of nursing school. Oh boy. School never came easy for her, but she loves nursing and can do with lots of prayers to finish. She also has 2 boys. Well, God bless her. Kathy, I will definitely do that. And Phil says, speaking of your books on Amazon, Celtic Cable Afghans to Crochet has some erroneous comments you might want to address. Um, okay, thanks for letting me know, Phil. I'll try to take a look at that. Oftentimes people will say things like, "Oh, there's no video attached or it doesn't include blah 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 blah." And it's just because they don't for whatever reason don't have the ability to see what's right there under the name complete video instructions. So yeah, I've been dinged on reviews more than once. Yeah, because people just aren't techy enough to find where the information is, even if it's a big old bullseye about this size, that's a QR code that's, an inch and a half wide. They are not able to see that for some reason or don't understand it, and so choose to leave a bad review. That happens to everybody. That's just part of, again, being in this world. And from Adam and Sarah, will you be making another Easter themed item? I made the cross blanket last year. Um, Probably not this year. That blanket that I did last year was something that I had on my mind and heart for a few years, just trying to figure out how to implement it. No, I don't have a new one per se. I do have older ones though. I have a Celtic cross blanket in actually it's in this book, Contemporary Celtic Crochet. And I also have an independent pattern that's a baby blanket with Celtic cross. It's not for the faint of heart. They're a little tricky to do. For whatever reason, I used Celtic weave, which was easy for me, but apparently not easy for a lot of other people out there. But yeah, there is a blanket in here as well, and this book is now 11 years old. And speaking of this book, I am just this week, I started working on filming the cover. It's a sweater wrap. This is called the Inisheer sweater wrap. And the difference between a sweater wrap and just a plain stole is a sweater wrap is a stole, but in the center, the part that would normally fall around your back, I put a panel. I added another panel. Let's see if I can even. I don't think it's shows here. Okay, yeah, it does actually. On the back of the stole is a panel like this. So it kind of keeps your back warm. You're not just keeping your shoulders warm, but you're keeping your back warm as well. And I wanted to show you the progress I'm making on this. I have it right here. Mm-mm-mm. And this is part of it. I'm working on the long stole portion, and I've gotten this far. You probably recognize these stitches, the low front ridge, the cable stitch, the shadow box, and then a repeat of low front ridge, cable, low front ridge. And I'm getting ready to start the honeycomb stitch for the center part of this. So I'm excited about doing this for a couple of reasons. Um, I don't have one of these of my own. I kind of have one packed away, but it's not in great shape. Let me tell you a story that happened back in I guess 20. Okay, this was published 2012. Anyway, it's been a while. It's been 10, 12 years when I was, this had been submitted, and this was back in the day when my publisher then was F and W Media, which later was purchased by Penguin Random House. So Penguin Random House now owns the rights to the book. Whenever you sign a book deal, you sign your rights away to the publisher. I don't do that anymore. That's why I sell on KDP Amazon so I can retain the rights to what my creations are. Um, but anyway, the publisher sent the box of designs back to me from Cincinnati. And on their return voyage to Maryland, at some point, the box that they packed split open. Whether it was a bad packing job on my publisher or bad handling at UPS, I don't know. All I know is that when my box of handmade items, and I spent hundreds, if not nearly $1,000 or more, probably more over time on the yarn. The yarn that I used originally was 100% wool. It was a Shepherd's Own kind of a brand, which is no longer available. So I'm actually remaking this in an acrylic. I'm using paint box yarns for this, the Simply Aran. But anyway, so the box arrives, and when it arrived, nobody rang the doorbell. They just, leave the box there. So there's no one to talk to when they bring the box. The box is half split open. And instead of closing the box back, they put this big pieces of tape and the crochet was showing. So the box was not closed fully. It was open this much, like, the pieces of the box were this much. And then the part in the middle were my garments that I hand crocheted. And a lot of these out of fine yarns, not just cheap acrylic. And so they just taped over it, which was a bit horrifying. So I'm opening this up, and then when I open it up, things are all wadded in there, and the one that was on the cover, this this sweater wrap, lo and behold, I pull that out of the box, and it's covered with black tire marks. I'm not kidding. Like it had been broken open, probably in the UPS warehouse, and it looked like it got tangled up. I'm not kidding. In the wheels of forklifts. That's what it looked like. It was tangled up, mangled, black everywhere. The same with some of my baby blankets. Not everything, but 5 or 6 or 7 items were absolutely ruined. So I would spend the next month on on the telephone, because that was before computers were as big and all that, trying to get some compensation for this, trying to get UPS to own up to what they did. And anyway, so I think after a month or so, I think I got $100 back, which was not even a drop in the bucket. But anyway, so that's the story of the In the Sheer sweater wrap. And I just decided, I want one. I want one to wear at home. So I'm going to make another one, and the video will be out as soon as I can get it done. I'm not going to have to write anything because it's already written. It's written in the book. So, but the only way to get the pattern is to buy the book. So I know many of you already own the book. So hopefully that won't be a problem. Um, and so anyway, I just want to let you know I am finally, getting to work on that. I've had some requests for that, and I'm just at a point now where I think, yeah, it's time. Uh, all right, my pleasure, Elise. She says, thanks for the shout out. Lunch break is over for me. Hope to see you soon. Fantastic. Um, I'm probably not going to get to everybody's comments today. Is there anything else I need to mention? Ooh, there is one more thing. Um, one more thing that I hope to release in April. And this is from another yarn dyer called the Yarnsmith. And I think I've shown this to you before, but this is a beautiful, I just love, 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 love this yarn. And I'm calling this the Phoenix yarn. It's kind of hard to see the texture, but you can see it is the honeycomb stitch interspersed with just rows of double crochets. So I tried to make this one, fairly easy, and then trimmed with the ribbing. And I tried to use as much of the yarn as possible. So that's what I was trying to do, trying to be very economical so that you get the most bang for your buck. This took 3 skeins, or not skeins, hanks, um, from the Yarnsmith. And this is another color. I don't have the exact names of the color right now, but this is another color that I saw this at her booth, and I said, I just have to have that. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, but I just had to have it. This was back in Pittsburgh. Isn't that gorgeous? And I think she's going to be in Frederick. She was at the Frederick Fiber Festival last year as well. Very, very, very nice lady. So if you get a chance to stop by and see the Yarnsmith, that's the name. Please do tell her Bonnie sent you, so you can meet Elise with Create Yarnworks, and I forget her name, but with the Yarnsmith. She's really, really, really nice. Her and her husband do a fantastic job of bringing wonderful yarn to these festivals. All right, let me see if I can finish out here. Again, if I missed your comment, I just apologize. Um, and Deborah says, I was just a beginner crocheter, but since starting making your cable blankets, I have moved up to an intermediate level. Thank you. Yeah, Deborah, I'm so glad that you said that, because there's no rule that you have to stay beginner, for a long time, or you have to make certain things that are boring that you don't want to do. If you can handle the stitching and you can, read the instructions, you don't even have to do that. Follow the video with me. Once you get the basic stitches down, chain, single crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, and then there's half double. So maybe there are 5. Slip stitch, there are 6. I think that's the majority. Yeah, I think about 6 basic stitches. And the double crochet, treble crochet are very similar, and the single crochet, I mean, it's all the same motion. It's just doing it with, different degrees of, wraps on the hook. Once you get comfortable and you can do those evenly, yeah, I encourage people to jump in. Maybe not jump into the hardest thing I've ever done, um, but jump into some of these smaller items, and a throw or baby blankets are a fantastic way to learn. And that way, like with the baby blanket, if you really don't want to be committed to a throw, to a huge Afghan, and you just want to try the stitches on a baby blanket, it gets over really quickly. And if you didn't like the journey, you can just move on to something else. I mean, but yeah, I'm so glad, yeah, that you were able to jump right on in. Um, and M wants to know, how long did it take you to complete the entire Navigator Lapkin? That's a tricky question because I was designing it with somebody else. So it kind of went in little spurts here and there. So it's really hard to say, but I'm estimating you could probably make one in about 20 to 25 hours if, if you have if you're not an absolute beginner, and if you, have, moderate speed to your stitches, I'd say you could probably get it done in about 20 hours. 20, 25. Yeah. That's my estimate. Um, Anne Marie, thank you so much for your comment. Thank you, Deborah, for your support. She says, I love all your blankets. I'm trying to make them all. I have 3 of your books and will be buying more, trying as want to try reading patterns. Thank you for answering my question. My pleasure, Deborah. Um, we have Emerson's Crochet. Oh, Emily. Hey, Emily. So glad that you're here. And Margaret Taylor. She said, good afternoon. I am here in Silver Spring, Maryland. Wow. Hey, neighbor. I wonder if you have any good yarn stores over that way. Um, we have a new one around here. I need to get over there again. And yeah. And yeah, Kelly, definitely send me an email. Show me how far you've gotten on something. That'd be great. All right. So I think I've kind of caught up. Um, okay. The name of the stole I'm working on is, I think it's the Inisheer sweater wrap. That's what I'm working on. And let me see. All right. I'm just reading through, catching up. I got that one, that one, that one, that one. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm a slow reader, guys. Never did that speed reading very well. And thank you, Felicia. She likes the red throw. Thank you so much. Um, and Najla says to Hannah, I'm traveling from north to west, so can't intervene in the chat. So I want to say hello, but I'm listening while driving. Besties for all. Thank you, Najla. Wish you a safe journey, my friend. Um, and Lois from Arkansas made the shell baby blanket. It turned out beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you for the call out, Lois. And thanks for joining our chat today. And Jan says, hi, Bonnie, a little late, but I'm here. Well, as you know, Jan, I'm late getting to your comments. So glad that you're here. And Kelly, thanks for praying for Sheila's cat. That is so kind of you. And Lady Crochet says she's from the Netherlands. Fantastic. Um, well, and Jan says, Joann's is no longer. We are owned by a liquidator. Oh boy. Yep. Uh, sorry about your friend's dog, Kelly. That's sad. Oh, thank you, Ekstrom. She said your brooch is gorgeous. You know where I got this from, actually? I got this from the same stand. How can I remember these things? It's funny. I can remember stuff that I should forget, and the things I should remember, I just can't hold in my head. But I got this. I just loved it. It reminded me of a phoenix, of a bird. Anyway, I got it from Create Art Yarn Works, from Elise's booth. She had a table there with some beautiful pins, and I'm gonna check them out again. You know, I, I just liked it. It didn't look too old fashioned to me. It just looked just pretty and sparkly and full of color, and it just somehow fell into my basket. So I had to get it. And Jan says, Stanwood winders are awesome. Yes, they are. I've talked to many people in many yarn stores who replace those little dinky things all the time, and they fuss about them, but they don't ever get the good ones. So it's like we need to get the Stanwood, and that'll get you through. Uh, oh, there's lots and lots of comments, y'all. I'm not going to be able to get to them all, but you know what? I'm going to uh, read them over my lunch today once I get done here. So I'm sorry if I didn't get to your comment, but I just, let me just look and make sure. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Um, Hannah wants to know, does um, Creative Yarn Works have a website? they have a place where they sell their items at Etsy, and that is in the video description. Yeah, so look for it says, yarn for the sunshine Saxon cable, sunshine Saxon scarf. Look at that in the video description, and that's her website, or it's her Etsy store, and you can check there to see if she has an additional website. I don't know that she does, um, but she has some beautiful things. And check her out. She's going to be at Frederick, the last Saturday in April. She'll be at the Frederick Fiber Fest in Frederick, Maryland, at the fairgrounds. Um, Yeah, thank you, Jan, for that warning. Yeah, all advertising on Facebook for Joanne's online stuff, it's all a scam. So do not go there. Okay. Yeah, do not go there. Thanks for reiterating that. And Archer Nace is in the chat. I'm so glad you're here. Um, oh, cool. Archer Nace. Okay. Archer was named for Captain Archer on Star Trek Enterprise. Oh, that is cool. Uh, Another Trekkie. Um, and Michelle says, yes, unfortunately, I fell for the Facebook Joanne scam. Okay. Luckily, after discovering it was indeed a scam, I was in touch with my bank and able to reverse the charge. Yes, and safeguard my account. Yeah, banks are good about that. So yeah, that's good. I'm so glad to hear about that, Michelle. And thanks for telling us. Everybody, just beware. I mean, they shouldn't be doing that. But anyway, uh, all right. Yeah, and I think you're talking about the that little scam. Yeah, the thing is full of mistakes. Yeah, probably. Okay. They're saying about the pattern, maybe that my pattern is full of mistakes. That you know what? Yeah, I'll take a look at it and see. Some people just like to take people down. As you all know, I try if there are mistakes, I try to address them right away. I do pay for professional tech editing. I am so very careful as I can possibly be. Sometimes the elephant, human element, still rears its ugly head. I try to correct that as much as possible, which I can do on the things that are self-published. The things that are where mistakes happen in the publisher's hands, I have no control over that. Not 10 years later, I don't. Never really did, to be honest with you. But yeah, some people just like to do a takedown of people, and I will try to address that. But if they don't have ears, yeah, I will definitely try to do that. Um, and like I said, there are some people out there that are absolute, and I'm not putting down absolute beginners at all, but some people, they spend, maybe 50 years of their lives doing granny square Afghans, and that's all they do. And then they try to do something a little more difficult from my books, and they can't achieve it the very first time, and figure the problem must be with me, not with them. So, and I've had to talk with some people like that online and say, I'm sorry, but if you do one thing for 50 years and you don't broaden your base, you don't learn something new, that's why it doesn't matter. You're gonna have trouble with this. But on the other hand, if you're an absolute beginner, you learn the basic stitches like some people in our chat already, and they're able to do the stitches, um, because nobody told them they couldn't. And, you can go from a beginner to an advanced crocheter within a year or 2. I mean, or or faster if that's all you do is crochet. I mean, it doesn't have to be a 25-year journey. It can be a quick journey. Um, but anyway, yeah, well, thanks for telling me about that, Phil. I'll take a look. Um, and Barbara says, I've just finished the wild Irish throw, waiting for my sweater shaver to arrive before I photograph it and send you pictures. Yeah, I would love to see. Um, yeah, and the yarn will pill sometimes when you're working on such a huge project. Hannah says people will be quick to complain and judge before realizing they're messing up. Really sad. I know mom will be looking into it. Yeah. Um, and Phil, if you know which book it is specifically that I guess you said it was the Afghans. I'll look at the Afghan books. Um, and Adam and Sarah says, thank you, Bonnie. I will definitely look into it. Thank you. And oh, I cannot read Arabic, but You are so welcome here. I am so glad that you're able to join us today. We are adding Arabic to our um, closed captions as one of our many languages now. So just we've been doing that all along. So thank you. I know a lot of there's a huge population in that speaks Arabic that are extremely gifted in the arts, in the needle arts, and we just want to be able to make our designs available to whomever. Um, And Tammy says, "That Christmas throw would look fantastic in a red, tan, and a blue that matches the beginning colors of the US flag." Yeah, it could be. Um, oh, this one. I'm guessing this one. Yes. Yes, the navigator throw. Definitely, definitely could. I don't mind matching the colors of the flag. I'm a little hesitant on making, I mean, I've made a flag throw in the past, but I see people wearing like shorts and things with the flag on it. And I was a Girl Scout years ago and also in Civil Air Patrol as a cadet. And we learned to respect the flag, and that was kind of a no-no. So I mean, the flag is to be flown. I think a throw is fine. Beyond that, I'm a little touchy about it, you know what I mean? I don't know, just need to be careful. If you're in the military, you know what I'm talking about. You don't wanna wear an old raggedy shirt that has the flag on it 'cause, maybe I'm opening up a conversation that I shouldn't here. But anyway, I'm gonna keep on going. Um, Thank you, Hannah, for your comment. Uh, you guys are Hannah says I should make a post with my flag blanket. I might have to sometimes, but I have to tell you, it's kind of a story associated with that. I may save for another time, but I made that back in ninth grade. It was part of a social studies project. And I got so tired of doing stars that I ended up, well, this is going to be a Betsy Ross flag. I'm only doing 13. I kind of did the kid thing. I got tired of these little stars. Actually, they were like this big, and I ended up making the flag way too long, but I finished it, and my kids have all used it on their bed growing up. It's been a helpful blanket. We finally found it again. It was lost in space at one point. Found it at my daughter's house when she moved. So I have it back at home. It's fine. Kind of a fun story. I have to bring that out sometime. Um, and Love DIY says, I've been watching and knitting. Hi, everyone. My mom wants that sweater wrap. I'm looking forward to the video. Well, I'm going to, as soon as I can, this past week, I just have to let you know, it's been doing the doctor tour with my husband and me. I mean, we're fine. It's just getting things taken care of that have been put off way too long. And I spent 3 full days just editing video for a brand new project that's coming out, I'm hoping in April or May. Um, but it's gonna be a humdinger of a project. So far, the videos are at least 4 hours long. So and it's not because it's super, super complicated, but it's just that the rows change. Every row is different. I can't say, "Okay, repeat these 20 rows 5 times." I can't say that, but I'm actually taking you, not stitching it, but just giving instruction, "Okay, you're gonna do this, this, and this for these 2 rows. Go do it." And then, doing that through 148 rows. Ugh. So, when you see that, don't be afraid that it's gonna be all this. It's not as bad as I'm sounding. But anyway, I've been very busy trying to get it perfectly right. And then next week I begin the writing process, which is going to be fun. Okay, so these things really take time and rolling out. So once I get that's been a priority. But so what I'm doing is I'm doing the sweater wrap in between because I get to where I can't think straight anymore on film editing. So I have to do something different. So I'll take a break and I'll do some filming for the throw, and then I'll go back to editing. So just to try to change it up a bit. Um, and Sandra says, time to exercise with my trainer. Thank you, Bonnie and Hannah. Always positive energy here on the live. I look forward every Friday logging on. God bless everyone. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Um, well, I am going to yes, Jet One Inch says, "Was that color from the yarn smith you just showed called Best Day Ever?" Yes, Best. day ever. That was this. Isn't that, it just makes me happy to look at this. I think to crochet with it's going to be amazing. So, and she always comes up with a special new color for the fiber festival that'll be unique to the festival. I don't know if she has more of that, but definitely check with her. Um, oh, thank you, Tammy. She says your pattern books are very affordable. I buy books for myself. Happy birthday to me presents. Sorry, but all year I am always looking for deals, so I deserve it. Yeah, I agree with you, Tammy. Books are definitely the better way to buy patterns than individual patterns. I mean, I'd sell them both ways because that's what the public wants. They want PDFs now. But I am going to be putting some collections together. I'm working on, like I said, the scarf collection, and I'll have try to have that out. Uh, I'm going to try to have that out by May. Was hoping to get it sooner, but I think I don't want to rush it. So I do have a lot to do to get that ready. But yeah, you're going to have a collection of probably six or so patterns in a booklet. Doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm going to have a lot of charts. I'm going to have stitch diagrams. I'm going to have a lot, and they all have complete video tutorials for left and right. That's a lot of content to put together, and it's gonna be in the neighborhood of around $20, okay? Now, some of these patterns, if you add up the cost of all of these patterns, it could easily be close to 50. So, or, between 40 and $50. So in a sense, it's definitely a better deal, and I like books better instead of having it in my computer. It's just the way I like to do it. Hannah says about my blanket, "Not surprised, Becky stole it." Yeah. Um Okay. Kelly says, "How do you untie the shawl like the one you showed us?" Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking there. If you're asking like something like this, I just have this just pinned with the pin. As soon as I take the pin off, it comes undone. Um, and one more Hannah just sent me. Let's see. From Rose. Says, "Hi Bonnie, I love your beautiful pieces. So many great videos and patterns. I'm currently making one of your poncho patterns. Yay. Love all the beautiful stitches. Thank you for sharing." My pleasure, Rose. I love, 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 love ponchos. I was just wearing one before I went live because I decided to wear my Kiss Me, I'm Irish scarf. Uh, yeah. All right. Oh. Okay. So you're asking, how do you untie this? I guess that's what you're asking. You just take the label off and you just push this out and it all unwinds, yeah, very easily, Kelly. Yeah. Um, let me yeah, I am going a little long today, you all, but as long as people are here, I'm just gonna hang with it for a few more minutes. Yeah. So you see Hannah's sending me another message. Thank you again, Rosa. That's really that really kind. Oh, thank you guys for caring for Hannah. Um, and Ola Joe says, "I've been hesitant and have debated over whether or not to do a flag. The stars is what will take forever, as you well know." Yeah, I copped out as a kid. um, and we have oddballs in the chat says, "I'm an advanced crocheter and I wanted to learn to knit. So I knit a simple raglan sweater. It's about determination." Whew! If you started on a sweater, my hat is off to you. I've made one sweater. I'm working on another knit sweater, and I'm enjoying the journey. It's just that I have to put my crochet hook down, which is the bad part. But I have to get back to that. Yeah. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah. Whew. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, thank you, Tammy. Just I can't wait. I have all your books. I love the look of your books on my craft shelf. Oh, that's so sweet. Um, and Rose says 20 is a good price. I like looking at all the pages and pictures in books. I do too. I have a ton, probably a literal ton of books. And a lot of them are, I'm inspired by them. I may not do anything in the books, but I use them to be inspired to, oh, well, I can not so much copy what's in the book, but it kind of will send my brain to a different place that I hadn't thought of before. All right, and people are needing to go. So I definitely oh, I have Nessa's in the chat. So glad that you're here, Nessa. Um, I'm about to read something. I wanted to read something encouraging today. Um, and it's about anxiety. And it's from this book, Beside Still Waters. This is a Christian reading, so it's based on a Christian worldview. So I just wanted to read this to you. Um, Something I need to continually do, to renew my mind with truth, since we're all drinking from a fire hose of information out there in the world, and like we've already indicated, like on Facebook and other places, there are scams out there, things that just are not true, abounding. So I need to get recentered every day if I can, and just focus on reading the scriptures. And I like to read from Mr. Spurgeon's book. He was a pastor, preacher in the 1800s in London. Okay, and this is Besides Still Waters, page 217, based on the verses in the Bible from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12:32, and it's called "To Give You the Kingdom." Christ addresses anxiety with these words: "Do not seek what you should eat or what you should drink, nor have an anxious mind." That's actually a quote from Luke 12:29. Never question whether God's bounty can provide food, drink, and clothing, for he has promised you a crown and a mansion. Do not fear, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. That's Luke 12:32. Surely he who takes the trouble to give you a kingdom will not let you starve on the road to it. Affairs of heaven draw my mind from the paltry things of earth. Heir of heaven, you cannot afford to worry about the little annoyances of this fleeting life. Anxiety dishonors God. I heard about a street sweeper who worked with great diligence. He had a valuable broom that he highly prized, and the few pennies that he spent to purchase it were of great importance. One day, a lawyer tapped him on the shoulder and said, "My good friend, is your name so and so?" "Yes, it is," he replied. "Did your father live in such a place?" He said, "He did." Then the lawyer says, "Then I have the pleasure of informing you that you have inherited an estate worth over £1,000,000 a year." The street sweeper walked away without his broom. Neither would I have pushed that broom another moment had I been in his position. Christian, let me tug your sleeve and tell you about a possession that may well turn you away from your present salt paltry pickings. Jesus Christ informs you it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom, and this kingdom is worth infinitely more than all the gold of this world. And I just love reading that, and that's by the grace of God what I am living for, not the gold of this world, which will not satisfy. But anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful week and hope to see you here next week. God bless. Bye bye.